Yeah, it just turns into a shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta pull the money. You gotta pull money out of it. We leave dollars in there every day because. Yeah.
Morning, peeps. It's what time is it? Oh, 9 o'clock. Been on the trail for 40 minutes. Of course, it's all been pretty much uphill, and we got about 8 more miles of uphill before we start a big descent. I'm glad I filled up at the last spot. This would be a good maybe survival source. Lots of algae though. Probably better upstream a little bit. We crossed a few of those, probably some dry ones and some looking like that. It's 7 miles, a little over 8 miles from where we camped last night to what hopefully is the next good water source, which would be a water cache at Mike's place. It's been kind of hit and miss there. I brought packing 3 liters out of that spring just in case it takes a little bit longer to find water. And then with all this uphill, and I'm expecting another hot day, I'll probably go through some water today. So last night, camped down by the stream once again. Forgot to take pictures of my hang setup, but it was pretty nice. 2 old trees, kind of off the trail, down a slope. It's basically a cliff hang on trees. I was trying to save this for when there was some good downhill, so you wouldn't have to hear me huffing and puffing through this whole thing. And I thought maybe I'd wait for a view too, but it's just getting hotter. Excuse me for a moment. Alright, back at it. So, maybe I pause right here. But anyway, it was very quiet last night. No wind, no sounds of people rustling around other than my campmate for last night, which is Kim, who we crossed paths at Warner, left yesterday, Warner, and then ended up being the only 2 down by the spring. Most of the campsites were up off the trail. The spring is about, I don't know, a third of a mile off trail. But that's where I ended up because that's where I could hang. So, and then she ended up there. There was a couple another good site, so she ended up down there as well. And it was nice. It was she's super cool lady. Teacher out of Williams, Oregon, right between Grants Pass and Medford. Down that neck of the woods. Outdoor teacher, or teacher in an outdoor school. Super cool. It was nice to kind of connect with a fellow hippie, or maybe ex-hippie. I don't know. She was kind of born into it, whereas I stumbled across it and just sort of found my home there for a while. But it was nice having conversation. We had some conversations that kind of rekindled some stuff in me that I hadn't thought about in a while. Community, we started talking about community. Apparently the reason she moved to Oregon was to start an intentional community. And back in my 20s, that was a major goal for me, to start a community with a group of friends that I had found through living in Richmond Center. I still miss that place. So we got talking about that, community on trail, all kinds of things. It's just a very pleasant and somewhat, subsurface conversation, which I always appreciate. That was nice. And trail being the way it is, I don't know that I'll ever see her again. I imagine so. She only started out like 30 minutes ahead of me. There's a little view. Took some sunset video last night, which was gorgeous, out over the valley, and shot a little bit of video as well. So you probably see that on previous day's vlog. Oh, pardon me. And what else can I tell you? It's a long haul, like 8 miles. Like I said to Mike's, and then I think it's another like 8 or so to the next hopeful water source. Ends up being like 17 miles, I think, to that spring. So it's kind of my goal, 17 miles today, unless I find refuge at Mike's. Some people have landed there and found beer, pizza, water, and a good place to hang for the night. I'm kind of hoping that's the case. I'm not in a huge hurry to get to Paradise Valley Cafe, because I've got my micro spikes being shipped to me there, and I don't imagine they'll get there before Wednesday. Today is Monday, so Mike's putting them in the mail today. Behold. So I don't imagine, 2-day shipping. They'll get there probably Wednesday, hopefully no later than Wednesday. So that's kind of my plan, is to land there Wednesday, spend the night, and then the next stop after that, after a few more days on the trail, is Idlewild. And I still have to figure out if I want to get a room there, if I can afford a room there. Okay, I already know the answer to the first question. Yeah, I would love to get a room there. Something with a bathtub. I could soak, do a full body immersion in a tub of Epsom salts. Maybe some lavender. My body's craving that right now. Or hot springs. We could do with the hot springs if there's something that we're gonna pass by soon. But yeah, night in a room with some Wi-Fi. Definitely gonna need Wi-Fi, because I'm sure I'm gonna be out of space well before then, and gonna be needing to upload, edit, upload some more, maybe download a little bit. So I need kind of a faster Wi-Fi connection would be great, so it doesn't take me 5 or 6 hours just to upload a 20-minute video. What? I don't know if I've mentioned my pinched nerve issue, but while I was at Warner, I talked to Corey and Mary, I think that's their names, of 2 Foot Adventures. Super cool people, and I could hang out with them for the better part of a day, just chat and learn stuff from them. kind of maybe my next business venture is doing a spin-off from them, and so I don't even gonna say it's one of you clever folks would probably steal it, but I got some ideas for some other services that could be very well sought after out here on the trail in places that you wouldn't necessarily expect. So anyway, I was chatting with them about my numb right thigh issue. So my left foot is a thing, which I still am not sure what's going on there, and then this right thigh thing is like the top of the quad, really just sort of at the epidermal level, is going numb. At first I thought it was my pack belt that was causing it, pinching somewhere, and it may be exacerbating the issue, but even without the belt I could still feel it from time to time. And so I was talking to them about it, and they kind of point out some stuff that seemed obvious to me in retrospect, but sometimes you gotta talk out loud and chat with other people to be reminded. And there's probably an alignment issue going on in my spine that's pinching a nerve or a group of nerves going to that area. So what I'm trying to do is do yoga, stop and do yoga. I'm looking for a place now actually to stop, do some yoga today, and then try some self-alignment techniques just to decompress that area, because carrying this weight for the first time in a long time and day after day has caused some compression. I probably had some before then, because my job I spend a lot of time on my feet, often on concrete stage floors, so that doesn't help. And I haven't had an alignment since I left Portland, for sure. It's been at least 3 years. Man, I'd even settle for a good shiatsu right now. Anyway, so that's going on, and I don't want that to get worse, because it could get worse, to the point where pain and there's pain involved, and I won't be able to walk. That wouldn't be good. So I'm gonna have to sort that out. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. It's funny, I've experienced magic only 3 times on the trail magic so far, only 3 times on the trail, and but I'm already conditioned. Like when I see a car parked at a trailhead, my immediate thought is trail magic, which would not be unwelcome right now, for no other reason than an excuse to take this pack off for a few minutes. Also, I have got to start remembering to get contact info for people that I meet along the trail. I keep thinking in this wrong thinking that, once we met, that, I'll run into them again, and that could very well be the case, but it could also be the case that I may never see them again on trail. And I do want to do follow-up. I haven't done a single interview yet, for lack of space on this camera, and so there's a lot of people I would still want to talk to, and it would be a whole lot easier if I could text them at some point and say, hey, where are you going to be? Well, maybe we can hook up, do a little interview. And I keep forgetting to do that. And then also getting contact information for Trail Angels, So, my hope was I could send him a little thank you card at the end of the trail, and haven't been doing that. So, yeah, it's a bunch of things I haven't been doing yet. Still getting into the rhythm of things out here. So it may take me a little while, but figuring it out step by step. I'm figuring this ish out. Looks like I'm doing a little climb to get to Mike's place. Gotta go check it out. Here we go. Hey, so I'm at Mike's place. Mike don't live here anymore, but this is the pizza oven that they make the pizzas in and whatever else they need to bake. And this is their amazing kitchen. Holy, that's better stocked than any kitchen I've ever had in a home. Kind of reminds me of a rainbow kitchen. Temporary structure, somebody hauling in stoves. Although usually they make their ovens in place. But yeah, quite the setup. Hey, let's take a look around. There's hiker trash over there. And yeah, as soon as I landed here, I was like, oh, this reminds me of so many hippie places I've landed at, hung out at. So apparently there's a drum kit out here. Rocking it at Mike's place. Go cat, go! This is the famous Mike's Place pizza. Fresh out of the oven. Not sure, I think he barbecued this one.
We make bread, we make pizza, we fry things, and
you got a full like bistro kitchen going back here, man.
Yeah, I've been in houses with less equipment than this. Nice houses.
Like you got a full grill.
This works. We're gonna get this fired up. We're gonna get so many people. This will have to be fired up for the potatoes. Potatoes will be on here like this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
I like there's even a mill wheel in there just hanging near the grill.
There's hundreds of those things here.
They're all over the place.
Yeah, you gotta have structure run through here,
That's true. You can't just have 50 people and 300 beers.
A beer party, fuck, beer parties don't work. I tried it 20 different ways and failed 20 different ways. Okay? I tried it every way. I can make a lot of money quick off it, but it just turns into a shit show.
What's one of the ways it failed, Scott?
It always fails. The third day, the drunks don't leave. Okay, that's one.
Yep.
They start drinking, getting stupid. They start robbing the fucking tip jars. The kids do.
No way.
Yeah, it just turns into a shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to pull the money. You got to pull money out of it. You leave dollars in there every day, because this one asshole, he comes up the trail, robs everybody, then hitchhikes back to the border and picks up new hikers and comes and does it, and he circles around.
Sounds like a upstanding citizen.
Yeah, inchworm.
Inchworms.
No, sideboard. He changed his trail name when he.
Oh, when his reputation started catching up with him?
Yeah.
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 I could see that.
He's at the border now. I'm gonna go hike south, so I'm gonna go find his ass.
Not trail magic, by the way. Looks like somebody probably just doing a hike around here. But what do I care? I just left Mike's place, had a couple slices of pizza, had 1.5 sodas, because one of them was a shorty soda. And yeah, that was it, and refilled my water. So here we go, 10 miles to camp. Snowy mountains. I do believe that range right out there is San Jacinto's. That snow looks like it's moving up. It's still disappearing. I guess there's another system that's supposed to come in this week, later this week, that might dump some more snow. And then I want to say, I'm not sure if we're going over that. That might be the snow that we have to deal with coming up to Idlewild, but I'm not sure. 'Cause I haven't really been tracking my geography. Just kind of concentrating on putting one foot in front of the other. But anyway, there's snow ahead.